When it comes to investing and having a specific timeline, you really need to break it down into the long term and the short term so you know exactly the investing strategy. Today's video, we're going to be doing just that, guys. We are going to break down the 10 topics for setting goals for the investment strategies. Now, these can be, again, very different depending on where you are in life. If you're a younger generation, you could be saving for retirement, you could be saving for purchasing a home, funding an education, or to achieve a certain level of wealth. If you're looking to have $500,000 or $1 million into an investment account prior to retirement, it is really up to you. Now, step number one, guys, is setting these clear expectations or objectives of where you want to be. So looking at a retirement plan, you might just say, hey, I'm saving for retirement, but you need to specify and put a clear objective on how much money that you're going to plan or what you're planning for retirement. A lot of places do it by age. A lot of places do it by investments. But again, if you're saying you want to have, $50, $70, $100,000 in an account by a specific amount of time, if you're not moving towards and achieving that goal, you can increase the contributions in there. You can do a lot of different things if you have that very clear goal, getting to where you want to be with that investment. Number two, determine your time horizon. Now, this is super imperative, guys, when it comes to, again, objectives like funding an education or purchasing a home. Right now, I have a 9-year-old, 18. She's probably going to be going to college, which means we don't have that many more years. If I am funding an education, how am I going to step it up and how much money do I want in that education fund when she does turn 18 and go to college? Same can be said for purchasing a home. So let's say you're 18, you're 20, you're 22. You want to purchase a home, first time home buyer, absolutely great. You're going to get a lot of credits and a lot of incentives in there, but you do want to save money for a down payment. It is imperative, guys, to make sure that you're saving money for a down payment. Now, if you're starting a job, you're getting, really beginning in your career, you might say, okay, well then the next 3 to 5 years, I want to purchase a home. Or you could even say in 5 years, I want to buy a home and I want to have X amount of money to put down on that home. That is, again, when you're going to plan that goal. If it's going to take you, $30,000 to have for a down payment, if you're breaking it over 3 years, you can figure out mathematically exactly how much you're going to need. Now, some of the longer term goals, guys, include that certain level of wealth and also retirement planning. Again, this can be it can be kind of put together based on your age. If you're a 20-year-old, the plan is going to look 100% different than if you're 40, 50, 60, so on and so forth, depending on what you want to have for retirement. Or it could even be as easy as budgeting in retirement. Guys, when you say, okay, I have X amount of money in a retirement account, how many years is that going to last me before I am completely out of money with the lifestyle I have? Again, this makes very, very important. Number three, we get into the risk tolerance. Now, there's a risk associated with each goal. High risk means usually you can make it and get a little bit more of a return. This is very acceptable for long-term goals. Again, when you think of the stock market, when you think of things of that nature, longer term goals, meaning 10 plus years, it is going to be imperative that you do take high risk. And again, the younger that you are, the 20s, 30s, 40s, that is the time to take the higher risk, guys. When you're putting majority of money, and most of the plans even have 95 or 99% into the stock market at that point, because you have 10, 20, 30, possibly even 40 years until retirement, meaning that is the time to take the risk. When you look at the shorter term and the medium term, you really don't want to take such a high risk, because if it does go south, if some of these investments do go south, you're not going to have the time frame built in to get those gains back or essentially recoup those losses that you've had with those investments. That's the time with, again, the short term or the medium term that you really want to look at savings accounts. You want to look at CDs. You want to look at things of that nature to really set those targets. Number four, we get into the quantifiable targets. This is a target specific amount or a specific down payment. This is setting it and breaking it down. This is, again, doing the math, guys, and figuring out what is going to be the most important in your life. Again, if you're planning in the next 3 to 5 years, you're buying a house, that is your target. You know what you need to get there. You just have to have the discipline to really sit down and make it happen. If that means, you're packing lunches instead of eating out, if you're cutting your date nights down, if you're cutting your trips down, even if you're going out, let's say you're not taking a vacation for those 3 years because you want to save every single penny. Once you move into that house, you put a hefty down payment down when you buy the house. Then you can go back and rebudget, really revisit everything, because your goal was actually to get into that house. Number five, we get into the prioritization. This looks at the urgent and the important items. This helps to allocate your resources depending on in determining which goal is going to be first, guys. This is a huge, huge part of it. Now, when I look at people that, get automobiles, most of them don't put anything down. Most people, first time home buyers, they don't put anything down. That means that you are going to maximize your borrowing capacity, meaning that you're borrowing as much as you can. If you're buying a vehicle and it's $50,000, you are borrowing $50,000. Now, the flip side of that is with the interest rates that we have today, you are going to be paying a lot, a ton when it comes to the interest in that vehicle. So not only would you buy a vehicle for, let's say, again, $50,000, current rate, you're paying 58, possibly even higher, depending on what term you have. Based on that, you're paying almost $10,000 more for the same vehicle than if you just bought it outright. You need to consider this, guys, because that is going to eat away. That monthly payment is going to eat away on all of the income that you have coming in, because you're going to have a ton going out for 5, 6, 7 years, depending again on the term you had. And with the interest running on there, you're paying, $8,000 to $10,000 additional for the vehicle that you're picking out. Number 6, we get into the income needs. This is another, again, very specific goal, calculating the amount required for retirement income, to regular contributions, to contributions for a child's fund account. Exactly what is your target? Now, there are a ton of calculators online, guys, and you really want to stay ahead of the curve. I believe average retirement age at 64 looks about $140,000 to $180,000 at the age of 65. When you get there in the retirement years, that is about the average. You want to be well above the average, guys, because trust me, if you have $140,000 in a retirement account going into retirement, that is probably going to last about 7 years. Again, just mathematically speaking, with the amount you're going to spend, in healthcare, they say it's roughly around $17,000. But you have to build up that retirement account. And of course, the higher, the bigger, the faster you build out that retirement account, you are going to be subject to compounding interest, meaning you're going to get a lot more money out of there, especially if you're putting it into the Roth 401ks, putting it into the Roth IRAs. It is going to make a game-changing difference when you're stacking up those investment accounts and you're letting them run with compounding interest for a number of years. Number 7, we get into the regular review, guys. You have to review your goals, have to assess exactly where you are. Life circumstances will happen, financial situations will change. If you get a promotion, if you get a raise, if you get another job that is paying considerably more, that is the time to review it, guys. It is not the time, and I really stress this, it is not the time to go out and spend more money. It is not the time to get the bigger house, to get the bigger car, to take the extravagant vacations. That's the time that you need to buckle down and really know your priorities and know exactly what you want to do. If it means repaying debt, paying debt off, saving that 15% of your income, getting ready for college, and setting that money aside, paying off the house. Once you're debt free, guys, it is a whole entire lifestyle. Make sure you're reviewing this on a regular basis. Not only that, is just make sure the goals that you set for yourself are completely relevant. Life circumstances might have changed. You might have moved, from a rural area to a city like New York, where it's incredibly expensive. Might make more sense to rent a place versus buying a place. Goals will change in life. Life has a way of really changing things and changing the circumstances that we have, but you can roll with the punches and really make the situations work by reviewing it regularly. Number 8, we get into the flexibility. Now, this is the adaptation for unforeseen circumstances. Again, things happen in life. There is different ways to adjust it. There are life events. All of a sudden you find out, you have somebody who passed away. You find out that someone is pregnant. You're getting married. There can be a ton of life events that are just game changers, guys, especially when it comes to unforeseen things that happen in life. And financial conditions will always involve. Even now, situations, a lot of people are caring for elderly parents, which is having a very big impact of the financial stability that people have. They're taking money out of retirement accounts. They're taking money out of savings accounts to support and really maintain the lifestyle for their parents, because the parents didn't save enough money and now they're out of money when it comes into retirement. Number 9, we look at the tax consideration. Have to make sure, guys, the tax consequences. This is the reason why I really focus on the Roth versions of the 401k and the IRAs. These are huge when you're putting money in after tax, meaning you've already paid the tax, meaning when it grows, it will grow tax-free. There are age limitations. There are income limitations. Do your research, guys. Talk to your tax accountant. see exactly what you can do with these products. Because again, 401ks have caps, IRAs have caps, they have income caps, they have contribution limits. There's a lot of different things, but again, focusing on and building out that Roth. The final one in here, guys, is the diversification of goals. This is really mixing the short term with the midterm, with the long term goals, with a well rounded approach, and really systematically coming up with one. Exactly. So if you have a short term, let's say it's the next 12 to 18 months, you want to take a vacation. How much money do you got to put away every single paycheck to make that happen? Medium term might be, again, the next 3 to 5 years that you're looking to purchase a new automobile, or you're looking for a new house, or it could be 10 years plus with those long-term goals, meaning that you're looking at college educations or you're looking at retirement for yourself when it comes to building out these goals. So, all right, guys, so that is really setting and defining the 10 investment goals that you need to focus on. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and I will catch you in the next video.